All right, we're going to pull back the curtain on a piece of technology that quietly shapes the experience for millions of us every single day. It's kind of like an invisible hand that controls where you can, and more importantly, where you can't, spend your money online.
So, has this ever happened to you? You're on a trip, you cross a state line, you pull up your favorite betting app, and bam, access denied. You've just slammed headfirst into this digital wall you didn't even know existed. So what is this wall, and who built it?
Well, that digital wall you just hit, that's exactly what we're talking about today. We're going to step behind the curtain of these invisible borders. At its heart, the tech is called geofencing. And really, the name is pretty perfect. Just think of it like a virtual fence, right? But instead of being built with posts and wire, it's built with GPS coordinates and IP addresses. Online betting companies use this to draw a super precise digital line around a state, making sure every single wager complies with the law.
Okay, so that brings up a pretty big question. Why are these companies pouring millions and millions of dollars into building these digital borders? Well, it turns out getting your location wrong, it's not just some little glitch. For them, it is a massive, massive gamble.
I mean, the consequences for messing this up are huge. We're talking about losing your license to operate. We're talking about astronomical fines. If even a couple of unauthorized bets slip through from the wrong state, poof, it could be game over. But honestly, the damage goes even deeper than just the money. Because it's not just about the legal stuff. At the end of the day, it's all about trust. Think about it. If you, as a player, feel like the system can be easily tricked, you're going to lose confidence in that brand, right? And in this business, trust is absolutely everything.
So you might be thinking, it's just my phone's GPS, right? Simple. But nope, it is way more complex than that, especially when you've got people trying to trick the system with things like VPNs. To really get it right, the tech has to be incredibly sophisticated.
It's actually this whole multi-layered process. Yeah, sure, it starts with a basic IP address check, but that's just step one. Then the system starts triangulating your position using Wi-Fi signals around you. It analyzes data from cell towers. It even looks at other signals coming right from your phone itself. All these things get mashed together to create this super accurate picture of exactly where you are standing.
But here's the thing. All that precision creates this really interesting problem for us, the users. Picture this. You're standing right on a state line. Your phone's GPS signal drifts just a tiny bit, which is totally normal, by the way. And suddenly, boom, the system thinks you're on the wrong side of that invisible fence, and it locks you out right in the middle of placing a bet. Talk about a massive headache.
And that headache, that very problem, is what leads us to the real twist in this whole story. You see, the technology is getting smarter. It's evolving. It's moving away from being just this reactive gatekeeper that slams a door in your face, and it's starting to become more of a proactive guide, something that can actually think ahead.
So, let's break that down. The old way was just reactive. You cross the line, you get a cold, frustrating error message. The end. But the future, it's way smarter. Now, the app might give you a friendly heads up before you wander into a restricted area. Or, get this, it might automatically pause your wager if it senses you're on a moving train. It's all about getting ahead of the problem instead of just reacting after it's too late.
But of course, there's another side to this coin, a really important one. To make all of this seamless, proactive magic happen, these apps need a ton of your location data. And that naturally brings up the big, unavoidable questions about privacy and trust. So really, the next time you place a bet and it just works perfectly, remember this. Behind that simple little tap on your screen, there is a literal army of engineers and lawyers and data scientists. All of them are working around the clock to maintain these digital borders and to manage your very sensitive data.
And what that means is that handling your location data responsibly, well, it's not just an ethical duty anymore. In a world where we're all, let's be honest, pretty skeptical about being tracked, the companies that are open and honest about how they use our data, they're the ones who are going to build real trust. And that transparency could actually become their biggest marketing edge.
Which really leaves us with one final big thought to chew on. The next time an app knows exactly where you are, doesn't matter if it's for betting or ordering a pizza or just getting directions, it's worth stopping for a second and asking yourself, how much of this seamless convenience am I really willing to trade for my data? You know, it's a balance that we're all trying to figure out, one invisible fence at a time.